Razaban here for FightHype.com. With me, I'm with the lovely Fina, Head of VP Operations for Jarrell Miller. Welcome back to the UK,
Thank you
Sarah.
so much.
I remember the first time we met was when Eric Hunter was fighting Lee Selby at the O2.
Yep.
What's been going on? How are things?
Everything is great, man. We're on a roll. We have some world champions now. We have Robert Brandt, who's now the WBA middleweight champ, and we have Jarrell Miller, and so things are really looking up for GCP.
I'm gonna jump straight into it. It was a very lively press conference at MSG.
Absolutely.
We saw a side of Anthony Joshua we don't really see that often. I remember being in this very room and him and Dominic Brazil had a bit of back and forth. But that was probably that scenario was the first time I've seen Anthony Joshua giving back and receiving so much. Today was a bit more mellow, a bit more quiet. It wasn't as lively as last week.
Right.
Your speech was quite fanatic, I must say.
Thank you.
Just explain yourself, what angle you were coming from.
Well, AJ's been getting a lot of love in New York, and a lot of love from people that I was really actually surprised, like I thought they were on our team, and I thought they were Team Miller, and I get it. Anthony's the champion, and rightfully so. He's a great boxer, but we're from Brooklyn, and we got to stick together, and I was really surprised at the welcome that Joshua got, and it feels like they're trying to make him a New Yorker, and he's not. Like, no matter what you do, you can give him Timberland boots, you could put the Yankee fitteds on, you could teach him how to talk like us, he could party with us, but he's never gonna be from Brooklyn, so I just wanted to let people know and remind them that he's still from London. Let's just make that clear. Just because the fight is in Madison Square Garden, don't get too comfortable. But in another sense, maybe you should get comfortable, because when you let your guards down, that's when you get knocked the fuck out.
Well, obviously, I know he went on certain programs that Big Baby didn't go on. Was that upsetting for you personally?
Well, it was, because I felt like, even Big Baby felt like we were getting blackballed, in a sense. Like, he was on The Breakfast Club, and, that's such a New York program, and he was on it before Jarrell was. So it was it was kind of disheartening in a sense. So, but he got on Sway, and they had their rap battle, and that was cool, and it's just so New York. It's just, this fight is really about the essence of New York, and AJ's trying to make his presence felt in America, and rightfully so. He should, because that's, you think about boxing, you think about Madison Square Garden, you think of Las Vegas, you think of, those are where the big arenas are for boxing. I mean, yes, of course, boxing in the UK is amazing. Wembley, O2, I was just at De Gaulle and Eubanks the other day, and the crowd was great, even for a fight that was people weren't so excited about it, but there was still a massive amount of people there, and even there, it's so different. The vibe is different. It was mostly men. The line for the bathroom was for the men, not the women. At Barclay or Madison Square, it's an equal. I mean, it's still more men, but you see a lot of women there. But here it was just all men. So it was really me and Jarrell's publicist. We were there, and we were like a sore thumb. So it's really interesting to see.
This is without doubt Big Baby's first real test.
Yes.
And it is, again, someone who's undefeated. And Joshua has probably fought some top level heavyweights, Klitschko, Parker, Povetkin. He has proven himself against that level. What does Jarrell possess that will be different?
Jarrell's going to take away, Joshua's power by taking his punches and keep coming. The worst thing for a fighter is when you give your all and you hit a guy with everything that you got, and he takes it and he doesn't flinch. that's disheartening. You know, that throws up a red flag for a guy, and it's, you know, it takes away your power. So Joshua's gonna have to really know how to box. He's gonna have to use his ring. You know, he was bitching about the ring size, you know, so he wants the bigger ring, of course, because he wants to box and use his ring. I get it, but Jarrell's gonna mow him down, and he's gonna have to deal with that 300 pounds of power. You know, Jarrell has a puncher's chance. Jarrell is not only a puncher, but he could box. You know, so AJ's gonna have to, like, really, you know, he's gonna have to take a real punch from a real heavyweight. I mean, yeah, Klitschko's real heavyweight, Povetkin's real heavyweight, but these guys are on their way out. You know, Jarrell's just starting. So we're gonna see.
Do you also think that, I believe it's almost an advantage and the best time to fight AJ while he's making his overseas debut? Because a lot of things are going to change for AJ. Climatise, timing, food, nutrition, training, weather, all of that stuff. Is this the best time for Jarrell to fight and be the first one to fight him while he's overseas?
You know, it's a great fight. You know, it's a great fight. Jarrell is from Brooklyn. It works. Like, for him to come to New York for his first American debut it's perfect. You know, it's perfect for AJ if he wins, which he won't. But if he were to win, it'd be massive. You know, to win on that stage, and Jarrell's the perfect opponent for him. Like, they're so evenly matched, and that's what people don't realize, is that, yeah, they haven't heard of Jarrell, but if you look at his background and his record, it's very even. It's very close. You know, as opposed to knockouts, as opposed to wins, you know, height, age, it's very, very even. And so the way that people are writing Jarrell off is just funny to me. It's really funny because they don't know shit about boxing.
So just finally, in New York City, we remember when Prince Nassim made his debut against Kevin Kelly. Amir Khan made his debut against Paulie Malignaggi from Brooklyn. You had a massive contingent of UK fans that took over MSG.
Yeah.
Are we going to see more Brooklyn fans out supporting Miller? I hope
so. I hope so. You know, it's one thing about boxing in the States and that differs from the UK. You guys support each other, you know, and that's what I really hope for the future of boxing in the States, is that I want people to really support our fighters. You know, we have teams in the States. We have American football and basketball, and, like, people just come out in, you know, the thousands and fill these 70,000 seat arenas, but you don't ever see that in boxing. And, you know, I can remember going to a Ricky Hatton fight when he fought Floyd Mayweather, and half the stadium was there for Ricky Hatton, you know, and just, it was incredible. People chanting and singing, and, you know, you guys really support each other, whereas, like, in the States, people don't really, you know, support the boxers the way that you guys do, and I really want to see that. It's more divided, as in culture, you know, in the States, where the Mexicans come out for Canelo and they come out for their fighters, but you don't see a lot of, like, other ethnicities supporting each other, and it shouldn't be like that. It should be like, we should come out for our fighters. They're American fighters. I don't care if they're black, they're white, they're Hispanic. We should come out and support them. But, you know, it's hard to fill a stadium.
Sarah, always a pleasure.
Yeah, likewise.
Great having you here back in London. Wish you nothing but the best through camp and preparation.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And hopefully we'll see you towards Fight Week.
Yes.
Sarah Fina for FightHype.com. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure.